Bride's Best Friend magazine has the honor of interviewing Melvin Haber. He is the owner of the Ingleside Inn and the infamous Melvins in Palm Springs, California. We're absolutely delighted that you decided to join us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've had this establishment since 1975.
Correct.
Well, give us a little history.
Okay. The Ingleside Inn was originally built as a private residence in 1925 by Mrs. Humphrey Burge, who was the widow of the people who built the Pierce Arrow motor car. In 1935, a woman came along by the name of Ruth Hardy from Indiana, and she turned it into a hotel called the Ingleside Inn. The significance of Ingleside Inn is that Ingle in Gaelic means fire, so it's Fireside Inn, and it was named that way because there's 17 fireplaces on the property. I don't know what Ruth Hardy's strength was, but she had the who's who of the world that came here by invitation. Everybody from Howard Hughes to Salvador Dali to J.C. Penney to Giannini, who built and owned the Bank of America, and on and on and on and on. Ruth Hardy became a council lady in the city of Palm Springs, very well known. Palm Springs only operated 6 months a year in those days. There was no air conditioning and everything closed for 6 months. But you had to come only by invitation. All the blue blood wasps of the world used to come here. Ruth Hardy passed away in '65. The hotel fell into a state of disrepair over the next 10 years. It was owned by a gentleman from San Francisco who ran it in absentia. So the managers ran it into the ground. And I came along in '75. I was going through a midlife crisis, coming out of New York from a totally different business, and I bought it as 2 acres in the middle of Palm Springs, more as a real estate investment than as a business. And then I decided to take a shot and run a hotel and a restaurant, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
It's been very good to me. It's been very successful. 33 years later, still successful. Wonderful little property.
And as you walk, well, first of all, the feeling that you get when you walk in is the style of the mid-century is alive and living at Melvin's. And the elegance, and I mean, you're greeted with a very distinguished maitre d', and everybody is just so professional and warm and friendly. And then you have all these photographs everywhere that just depict this amazing history. You must have some incredible stories.
Well, yes, I have a lot of great stories. As a matter of fact, 2 things, if I might mention. About 10 years ago, I wrote a book called Bedtime Stories of the Legendary Ingleside Inn, and the book is primarily about what a jerk I am and how I put my foot in my mouth all the time and survive, and it's really fun, and people love it. And as a matter of fact, I self-published that book, and I've sold over 8,000 copies, which is an incredible statistic for somebody who self-published their book. People love it. I've had people buy 50 copies to give to their friends, and on and on and on. As a result of that book, in 2 months, my biography will come out called Palm Springs a la carte, which is written by a professional writer, published by a real publishing house called Barricade Books from Fort Lee, New Jersey. And that was a result of my book. So the stories go on endlessly, and the story that I am best known for is opening night, when I had the who's who of the world here, back in 1975, October of '75, a motorcycle pulled up with a guy and a girl, and I chased them away because they were dressed like they should be on a motorcycle, and of course we come to find out that was Steve McQueen, and I am famous for chasing Steve McQueen away, and that was the first of millions of faux pas that I've committed over the years. So I am reasonably well known as a guy who has no clue what he's doing. Okay? A dubious distinction at best, but that's it.
But somehow, through it all, you've managed to...
In spite of myself. Absolutely. In spite of myself, I have survived. And as a matter of fact, I have had 6 restaurants over the last 33 years in the Coachella Valley. And to this day, I don't know why I'm proud of it, but to this day, I can't cook a hamburger, make a Bloody Mary, or open a cash register drawer. But somehow I survived.
Well, I think your forte here is your personality.
Okay, thank you, I'll accept that.
Yeah, you have other people to do the other things, and I think people come here to see you. You're always here.
I used to be here a lot more often than I am now. I am getting older. I pride myself on being an official relic of the city of Palm Springs. But we've had people, I mean, Brian, the maitre d', has been here 33 years, and I think is better known than I am, oddly enough. I mean, he's more associated with the Melvins restaurant because he's been here so long, and he knows everybody. As a matter of fact, when I come in at night, I come in generally only on Friday and Saturday night. Brian tells me who I should say hello to at what table and how I know them. And if he makes a mistake, I'm walking up to the wrong person saying the wrong thing.
And does he ever make a mistake?
No.
No.
Rarely.
Brian never makes a mistake.
No.
That's good to know.
Yeah, Brian
That's
is
good to
very
know.
good. He was the maitre d' of the year in Southern California, I think in the state of California several years ago.
Also Bachelor of the Year, I heard.
Well, that's
That's
an
a different
ongoing-
story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.